Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing? Man, Antonelli here, answering your questions today. Today's question it's a good one. I actually get this question a lot. Um, is who pays for your medical treatment when you get injured as a player, if you're in the minor leagues or the major leagues? Is it the same no matter what level you're at? And so let's talk about that today. I have a lot of experience in this because I had a lot of surgeries and probably wasted a lot of the Padres' money and other teams. So let's talk about today how much money I wasted for teams fixing my injuries or trying to fix my injuries. Um, so first off, the easy answer to the question is the team pays. The player does not have to pay for any type of if they get injured in any way and they need some type of surgery or any type of, you got to go see a doctor, you got whatever, you don't pay for any of that stuff. Okay, the team pays for everything. Whether it's minor or major, doesn't matter. So, uh, if you think about all the injuries that I had in my career, if you start with the simple stuff, the first kind of injury I got was I dove in spring training. I'm in the minor league still, but I was playing in a major league. I got invited to major league spring training. Um, Dove, whacked my knee, woke up the next day and literally couldn't walk. And so I ended up going to a decent amount of doctors for that. Again, Padres doctors, but they've got to sometimes it's a local doctor. They might have the doctor in town, and so they'll check you out. Sometimes you have to either fly to San Diego or fly someplace else to get checked out by doctors. And so again, your travel is covered by the team. So there were a couple times where I got hurt in spring training, and I had to fly to San Diego and have them check me out. There's times where players are playing in the minor league game or a major league game someplace and they get injured and they have to go again see the team doctor and they have to be flown someplace. Team pays for all that stuff. So they pay for the travel. That's the first thing. The other thing with that knee injury is, I have to go spend time with the doctors and they're going to put me through tests, right? So I've gotten, for that injury, I had an x-ray or I had an MRI. Right, so expensive tests that again I'm not paying for. The team is paying for that stuff. So that was my knee. The next major injury I had was my wrist, my hand/wrist. So if you guys have not watched any of my videos, and this is the first video you've ever watched of me, I broke my hand. So I broke my hamate bone. That was the first major injury that I had. I was supposed to miss about a month and a half to 2 months with that injury. And so when I broke it, before I broke it, I was complaining of pain for a while, and so we did a lot of X-rays. I probably did over a 2-year span, probably 5 or 6 X-rays maybe. And when the X-rays came back negative and there was nothing showing up, but my hand still really hurt, they did MRIs. Again, expensive. They did CT scans. They did, what else did they do? They did some other tests that I don't even remember the names of. Okay, so I visited a lot of different doctors, and they did a lot of tests, and I'm sure those medical bills were thousands. They were in the thousands of dollars without a doubt. Plus, I'm traveling places. When I couldn't figure out what was wrong, I kept being told that nothing was wrong, but I couldn't play because my hand hurt so bad. I ended up going for second opinions. So I ended up going to a second opinion of a doctor that I think at the time was with the Diamondbacks, or he was prior. I don't remember. But the Padres paid for that also because, again, I don't know the exact rules, but I'm pretty sure you're entitled to a second opinion. I'm positive you are because I went for one. And so got a second opinion. Again, the Padres had to pay for that second opinion. That's when I found out that my hand was broken. And so that's when I got the surgery. So now I'm going into surgery, right? So that first surgery for my broken hand, they have to go in, with a hamate, your hamate is basically like the shape of a J. If you think about a J, think about that right there, I guess. Is that a J? That's a J. And so this part right here actually snaps off. That's the part of the bone, the hamate bone that breaks. So they have to go in, they have to remove that bone. And so, you get anesthesia, you get put to sleep, they go in, they do it all again. All that stuff's paid for by the Padres. Even though the Diamondbacks doctor, I think it was, did that surgery. Okay, so that surgery's done. I come back in 2 months, I go to swing, and my hand/wrist is still killing me. And so we go back in for more tests, and now they got to do more MRIs and X-rays and all that stuff. And they find out that I have a wrist issue. So again, I don't know if you can see that very well, but you can see my scar runs from there all the way up. So they had to go in there again. and it's put me to sleep. Go in there, clean it up, do the surgery. That surgery was done in Boston. So that was done by Dr. Jupiter, who I think did a bunch of Patriots stuff, and I think a lot of Red Sox stuff too. I can't remember exactly. But anyways, my hometown is a little bit north of Boston, so I got that surgery done in Boston because I was home at that point. The season already ended. And so again, I didn't have to pay for that surgery. It's a baseball. I heard it in baseball. The Padres pay for it. Okay, now you fast forward to the following year. The next year, I'm playing with the Washington Nationals. Now, the Padres said, like, hey, man, like, you're costing us a fortune. It's like a $7.4 million contract with surgeries, pretty much. So, see you later. And I stunk. And so now I'm playing with the Nationals. And with the Nationals, I hurt my wrist again. So it was basically the same thing. I found out I had, like, chronic wrist issues, basically. I had, like, an arthritic wrist. And so I had to get surgery again. Well, this time I'm with the Nationals. And even though the season had I hurt myself right at the end of the year. Ended up getting a surgery after the season. Nationals had to pay for that surgery. Okay? So all the same thing. X-rays, MRIs, all those things to determine what's wrong. And then I go back in for the surgery. Okay? So I did the surgery in Boston again with Dr. Jupiter. He cleaned my wrist out. Come out of that. Felt great again. Now the Nationals are like, okay, man, like, we know what happened with the Padres. Like, dude, you're not doing that to us. So they get rid of me. And I actually had a good season that year. I actually hit pretty well. But I only signed a 1-year deal and they didn't re-sign me or anything. So then I go to the Orioles. When I'm with the Orioles, I didn't get any surgeries, amazingly enough. I was only with them for a couple of months. They sent me over to New York Yankees. They're probably like, okay, like, this guy's a ticking time bomb. He's going to get a surgery probably here in like 3 weeks. Let's get rid of him. So they sent me over to New York Yankees. I get to the Yankees, and literally I played like 16 games for them. I take a swing, and my hand is killing me. Like, I feel like I have someone stab me with a knife. So we go back in. I tell them, they put me on the DL. They fly me to New York. They send me to see the team doctor. So again, pay for my flight, pay for the x-rays and all the tests again. They determined that I have like some type of cyst or something that they could remove. And they said that I probably will need it removed at some point. But they thought that if they just gave me rest, I think they gave me a cortisone shot or something, which I got about 100 of those in my life. So some more money that the teams had to pay for. And they said, you know, rest is probably the best option for right now. Because if we give you surgery, basically you're out for the year. So I rested it for probably 2 to 3 weeks. And then I actually felt pretty good. But when I tried to come back and play, they were like, yeah, we don't really need you right now. Like, we're good without you. So they wouldn't let me come back and play. Eventually, they let me come back and play in AAA. I played for like a week. And then they were like, we don't need you anymore. And they cut me. So I left. So again, those are like most of my surgeries. That actually might be all of my surgeries. Ended up having, I think those are all of my surgeries. Now those weren't all the injuries. I hurt a hamstring with the Nationals. I pulled my hamstring, missed a month. Had to go to the doctor for that one too. No surgery, but all the other tests I had to do. My body's just full of radiation right now. It's beautiful. And so Nationals had to pay for that stuff. And so you can see how I'm sure it adds up, but I don't have to, the player doesn't cover any of that stuff, right? Like, that's our job, and I hurt myself playing. Now, if I had hurt myself, this is the only thing I don't know. Like, if I was in the off season and like I was doing something, let's say I was snowboarding and I snapped my, I don't know, let's not go that major. Let's say I just broke like a finger or something. I had to get surgery on it. I don't know who pays for that. I don't know how that all works. Again, I actually I'm covered by I have health insurance from the team, so I guess technically I wouldn't have to pay for it, but I don't know, maybe I'm not really sure. I never hurt myself in the off season, thankfully. Only hurt myself during doing baseball stuff. So team covers all that stuff. So hopefully that answers your question. I know I gave you a lot of detail there, but wanted to make sure I covered everything. So let me know if you have any more questions in the comment section below. Keep sending in your questions. I'll try to answer as many as I can. Subscribe to the channel if you're not done so already. Give us a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. Share the video with all your friends. Check out the description box below. I've got a bunch of stuff down there for you guys to check out. And that's all I got, guys. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. And we'll talk to you later.